Shalom. You know what? Switch to the other lot.
No! I want this one. I can't! Shami, how do you spell Ica? I see what you're doing.
Atol vatcha yoitzer kol hu v'lo yidme ma'aseh l'hoiseichu kol ha'aratzos lo yichilucho v'af shamayim lo yichalkucho zaf yichilu mayim chayim mipunech Elohim chayim asher et v'nosu mayim v'notu mayim min hashamayim Noi televadecho hashomayim V'kahoretz al hamoyim Sisa chol cheptecho levadecho Lo nitzrach da'izer kenegdecho Zoyeden mi yis'odecho Hakol mimcho miyadecho Kechoichacho z'tinato v'd'atacho elam kvodcha itoch V'lo ahavta v'lo gahafta Ki b'mlachta lo yamolta Ki v'dvarcha kol yitzirecha Ma'aseh cheptecha b'mamorecha Lo yicharta
The end of the Civil War was near when I accidentally a hero who stayed
Bibli me'uma kol chidashta V'esa kol kli pa'alta V'yad lo yisahoid kol yisadeta B'tzoin ruchacha kol tulisa Zoy oisoi lames kol nois ois Merishvat soifein anilois V'necha loy dova hiksha V'necha loy dova hiksha V'tzoincha kol dova ruchacha oisam L'filascha loy demisa kol toya loy shavisa Loy kadma l'mlachtecha malacha Chachmascha hi akol ha'rocha V'ritzoincha loy kidmi v'achayri V'alchatcha loy nois v'v'chosri Mikol cheptecha loy shochachta V'davar echad loy chesarta Loy hechsarta v'loy hedafta Davar betrekvam loy pa'alta Shabchem hispevam v'shemet sabalay nimsavam Hachi loisa v'chochma sisam b'spuna v'das chilisam Mereishis v'adacharis ahasiyim Bemes v'yoyshe v'toy v'iyim Hikdam to b'masi yadecha roiv rachmacha v'chasadecha V'chasadecha halonay olam alavadecha V'ad loy kol chai hichin l'chalkel V'teichel titan oichel Marne mikve Tasavi hitzikol V'tzarch yakol kasha lakol Shloishes yomim arishonim zachinoi samach roinim Oz a tisor kasalma edem oz mimol salma B'terem kol yitzir moed Gadalto V'achakol moed nis gadalto V'ad oz v'ein Levush hoid v'hodor loy veish Had loy yoreg geus laveish Arkasalm Chamiro Oite Shmaim Trio Noite Sisabam Lorim Derachim Ratz V'Shem Menachas Mahalchim Evdal Tebein Maim L'Maim Masichas V'Chikia Hashemayim M'Zoinus Ma'inus L'Sheretz Mayim V'Oif Alpanei V'Chikia Hashemayim Aisa B'Chotz Lov Shadam Amachal L'Chai L'Chol Behema B'Keren Ben Shaman Gana Tata L'Odam Asher Osisa Isaac Negdoi Osisa Loidei Machzor Asher Yechsad Loi Kol Masecha B'Yodei Tata B'Sachas Vav V'Lav HaKol Shato Halos Mayhem, Boker Betzoin, Almas Bechacha, Yalurot, Sisa Gedai Katonus Lashores, Lahadus Kodesh Lasif Ores, Sam to Bekir Boy Chochmas Elohim, Kitzar to Bechabit Selam Elohim, Loi Menat, Al Panei Hu Adom, Al Tzarche, Udam Mechilam, Bechochma, Masech Moed, Rabbi Begadli, Mishim Chadonai Kilom Yahalali, Rabbi Begadli Moed, Masech, Yidich Vadonai Kol Masecho, Kol Falta Limanecha Belich Veit Chakol, Kinyanecho. I guess we'll happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We'll have another Zemer. It's Oy de Lakel, very famous Zemer of Thanksgiving. Oy de Luel, Lai Vahab Choiker, Ron Yachad, Ron Yachad Koichei Boiker, Simi Lai El HaNeshama, Leishem Shvoboboy, Leishem Shvoy Vachlomo, V'yoiro Ki Yoboboy, Ki Yor HaChamo, Shivasayim, 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 Kor HaBoiker, Oy Deluel Levav Choiker, Ron Yachad Koichvei Boiker. Please make sure those are hidden, the ice pops. Who left them up front so Mo could get them? Oy Deluel Levav Choiker, Ron Yachad Koichvei Boiker. Mikisa Echovoy Pchitzovo, Lugir Beiretz Aruva, Batzila, Milohava, Hira, Lifnai, Spiker, Shlem. You have to hide them behind Moga today. I put them in the back for a reason. So put it back when you're done. Mikisa Echovoy Pchitzovo, Lugir Beiretz Aruva, I do live up Koike Bronyachad Koich Veiboiken. Rinabo, Timaholilo, Nishmas Kemoi, Lola Mahalo. Saisten Vecheshbon, Mipolo, Lioitzer, Revoiken. Oy Deluel, Levav Koike. Yachad koich veiboiker, oy deluel levav choiker, v'ron yachad koich veiboiker, oy deluel levav choiker, v'ron yachad koich veiboiker, oy deluel levav choiker, v'ron yachad koich veiboiker, yimtza mikashetes, betalos betoitefes, k'moy kal mikashetes, tamid baboiker, oy deluel levav choiker, v'ron yachad koich veiboiker, Oy Levav Choiker, V'ron Yachad Koich Veiboiker, Anemon Befkedoinoi, Yachsanon Kurtzoinoi, Vishloi Gova, Vahapoinoi, Vayerev Hai Jason, Vayivoker, Vayivoker, Oy Deluel, Levav Choiker, V'ron Yachad Koich Veiboiker, V'chai v'aniyo yechido tamo nekiyo Fasher nafsho yechiyeh Yizke lior ha-boiker Oy deluel levav choiker V'ron yachad koich veiboiker. It means give thanks unto God, you seeking heart, singing together with the stars of the morning. That's a quote from Job. Set thy heart upon the soul, which is like all kinds of beautiful jewels. Leshem shvoi v'achlama, different types of jewels mentioned in the Bible. And his light is like the light of the sun, 70 times the light of the morning, and then the refrain, give thanks to God, seeking heart, as we sing together the stars of the morning. From the throne of glory it was hewn, the soul, to dwell, to sojourn in a barren land, to rescue it from the flame, and to enlighten it before the morning. Once again, thanks to God, the seeking heart, when singing together the stars of the morning. Awaken, please, because in every night, meaning awaken your soul, arouse your soul, enlighten your soul, that your soul goes up above to give a judgment and a reckoning to its maker, to the maker of evening and morning. Give thanks to God, seeking heart, as they sing together the stars of the morning. It is found adorned with a prayer shawl and phylacteries, like a bejeweled bride, constantly, each and every morning. Give thanks to God, O seeking heart, as you sing together with the stars of the morning. And then it says, the one who is trustworthy in his his deposit, meaning God, Shalom, who is trustworthy that we've deposited our soul with him, he will return it to him according to his will. A man does not perish from his iniquity. And it was evening and it was morning. Give thanks unto God, seeking heart, singing together with the stars of the morning. And then he gives life to the impoverished, the singular, perfect and pure, and that his soul lives, that he is worthy to the light of the morning. Give thanks to God, the seeking heart, as he sings together with the stars of the morning. At this point, we'll turn to the Psalms, Psalm 100. Mizmor lesoda haril Adonai kol haaretz. V'yis Adonai b'simcha. V'yilfana ba b'hirnana ba dehi. Ki Adonai hi Elohim. He also wani v'loyanachni amai v'tzayin ma'isov boy she'ara b'sayda chatzai roisav b'seila havoidi lobaboy barchi shemai ki toiv Adonai li'olam chasdoi v'yador v'dobaborem ebebenu soy. A psalm of thanksgiving, shout unto the Lord all the earth. Serve the Lord with joy, come before his presence with singing. Know that ye that the Lord, he is God, as he that hath made the earth, his people in the flock of his pasture. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving, and to his courts with praise. Give thanks unto him and bless his name. For the Lord is good, his mercy endureth forever, and his faithfulness unto all generations. We'll do another psalm, a little bit longer one, Psalm 136. Hodu ladonai ki tov, ki li'olam chasdo. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever. Hodu le'elohei, O Elohim, ki li'olam chasdo. Oh, give thanks to the God of gods, for his kindness endureth forever. Hodu ladonai, O Adonim, ki li'olam chasdo. Oh, give thanks to the Lord of lords, for his kindness endureth forever. O say niflos gedolos levado, ki li'olam chasdo. To him alone who doeth great wonders, for his mercy endureth forever. O say hashamayim b'sfuno, ki li'olam chasdo. Him that by understanding made the heavens, for his kindness endureth forever. L'roi ka'aretz al hamoyim, ki li'olam chasdo. Where did he put that ice pop? Did he finish it?
I don't know. Come here.
Find it. Make sure you didn't leave it around.
Come here.
To him that spread the forth the earth above the waters, for his kindness endureth forever. Make a shahakol. Borech.
Make a bracha.
Oh, mine is. To him that made the great lights, for his kindness endureth forever. As Hashem Shlemim Shos B'Yom Kili Olam Chasdo. One who made the sun to rule by day, for his kindness endureth forever. As he reich b'choichavim Lemim Shos B'Lohayla Kili Olam Chasdo. The moon and the stars to rule by night, for his kindness endureth forever. Le'mak Mitzrayim b'Vchareihem Kili Olam Chasdo. To him that smote the Egyptians with their firstborns, for his kindness endureth forever. V'yotze Yisrael mitochom, Kili olam chasdo, and Israel makes their midst, for his kindness endureth forever. V'yad chazaka v'zro anetuya, Kili olam chasdo, with a strong hand and with an outstretched arm, for his kindness endureth forever. Legozer Yahamsev Legezarim Kili Olam Chazdoi. To him that divideth the Red Sea in sunder, for his mercy endureth forever. V'haver Yisrael B'Socho Kili Olam Chazdo. And he made Israel to pass through the midst of it, for his kindness endureth forever. Nier Paroi V'Chelo V'Yahamsev Kili Olam Chazdoi. But he stirred up and overthrew Pharaoh and his host in the Red Sea, for his kindness endureth forever. To him that led his people through the wilderness, for his kindness endureth forever. To him who smote great kings, for his kindness endureth forever. V'yaharog melachim adirim kili olam chasdo. And he slew mighty kings, for his kindness endureth forever. L'sichon melech ha'moli, kili olam chasdo. Why don't you put a shirt, Mo? For Sihon, the king of the Amorites, for his kindness endureth forever. U'la'og melech ha'bashan, kili olam chasdo. And to Og, the king of Bashan, for his kindness endureth forever. And he gave their land for heritage, for his kindness endureth forever. As a heritage unto Israel his servant, for his kindness endureth forever. Who remembered us in our low estate, for his kindness endureth forever. And that delivered us from the hands of our adversaries, for his kindness endureth forever. No sein lechem lechol basar, kili olam chasdo. To he who give bread to all flesh, for his kindness endureth forever. Hodu lo'el hashemayim, kili olam chasdo. O give thanks unto the God of heaven, for his kindness endureth forever. Moses, why don't you put on a shirt?
See you later.
See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile.
See you later.
As we gather together to seek the Lord's blessing on this day, which was set aside in these United States as a day of thanksgiving and praise to Almighty for all the kindness that He has bestowed upon us. In this year, it would seem all the more so that we have what to be thankful for. That President Trump won the election, and we're going to have a restoration of this country. The economy will get better. There'll be peace restored, and all over the world we'll have peace again. Bezos Hashem Yisborach.
Will the war in Russia end?
Yeah, of course. The whole 4 years Putin was afraid to attack Ukraine because of President Trump. So,
is there going to be a nuclear war?
I hope not, but maybe, well, Biden's still there, I don't know, but anyway, we hope and pray for goodness and peace and happiness and prosperity in the world. when he recognizes all by the will of God. He didn't wrought this on our own. There was no human force that brought this about. Only the Almighty Creator. Same one who gives us food, who gives us eyes to see and ears to hear. And we have to extend our thanksgiving and praise to Him. Can you put those in the back so Moses can't get them? Chaim Tov Mishal. So, I see our friend here who says, "You're in Babylon, brother, we must go back to the land, we don't belong here." So I would reference Jeremiah 31, not to listen to the false prophets who say to go back to the land before it's the right time, but rather to build houses and plant vineyards and raise your families and pray for the peace of the city where I sent you. Because with their peace, with their success is your success. We are part of this country, and God sent us here for a mission to be a light unto the nations, to be a kingdom of priests and a holy people, and to be mistoytef gerim, to add converts, as the Gemara says. And so God has a plan for us here, wherever He sent us throughout the world, for various reasons and for various missions. And certainly, that's what we should be doing. And Chesed Lavram says that when Mashiach comes, only going to be a few thousand Jews in Eretz Yisrael. And the Gemara says, "Ein ben David bad shetichla Malchus Zulus mi Yisrael." So this is a biblical message, the Torah message. This is the ideas of Chazal say that we're supposed to wait for Mashiach to come. Not only that, but what's going on in Eretz Yisrael is preventing Mashiach from coming. It's an anti-Mashiach. And people know what that means. So it's the Inyan of Armelas HaRasha. And so we have to pray for mercy. Certainly we pray for mercy and peace upon our brothers and sisters who unfortunately are still in Eretz Yisrael. But we hope and pray that they should find a peace that will bring them back to understanding the purpose in Golus, which is for Lias Nitzotzos, to lift up the sparks of holiness that go back from the beginning of creation. And by rendering thanks to God, that's how we do that. Gemara asks a very interesting question. The Talmud juxtaposes two psalms. In Psalm 24 it says, "Hashem ha'aretz tevel v'yoshvei ba." The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. The dry land and all those who dwell on it. But then also we have Hashemayim Shemayim LaHashem, V'oretz Nosan Livnei Adam. That the heaven, in Psalm 115 it says, the heaven, in verse 16, the heavens are the heavens of the Lord, but earth He has given to the children of Adam, the children of men, human beings. Hi Jack, and hi Javid, welcome. So the question is like this. So, hello Rielson, welcome, shalom. Welcome. So, the heaven is the heaven of the Lord's, and the earth He has given to the children of man. So which is it? So in Psalm 24 it says, the earth is the Lord's, and in Psalm 115 it says that God gave it, that the Lord gave it to the children of man. I don't know how do you, Jack, how are you differentiating between a Tish and a Bata? I don't know. it's a Suda Saidua, where it's you could call it either one. You want to call it Tish, you want to call it Bata, you want to call it Suda Saidua, you want to call it just a silly guy with a funny hat and a fancy robe, who makes sure to put some velvet on the robe, whatever it is. So anyway, I can't exactly give Shirayim through YouTube. I don't know. I'm not going to send anybody in the mail, even if they ask for it. I understand. I know. Well, there's a guy in his house eating a Suda on Thursday night, but trying to have Thanksgiving to God and to have a Kohen. So, trying to explain the Indian of Hakaras HaTov. So, the Gemara answers, the Gemara in Brachas. Yeah, there's no parentes. There's nobody else here. You're the parentes. Whoever's watching on YouTube. My kids don't even want to be in here. My wife's hiding in the other room. Everybody. So anyway, the Gemara tells us is one is before the blessing, the benediction is after the benediction. What does it mean? That when I have nothing to say about Israel. I'm an American. That's why I'm celebrating Thanksgiving. That's none of my business. Even Rabbi Soloveitchik said that the American people is not business what goes on in the Holy Land. It's for the people who live there to figure those things out. I pray for all Jews and all good people around the world, all religions. I work together with people of all different religions. So anyway, that's what I do professionally. So anyway, the heaven is the heaven of the Lord, and the earth he gave to the children of man. It means that before the bracha, before you thank God for the food, or whatever pleasures in the world, you're essentially stealing from God. But once you make a bracha, then God gives it to you. If that's the case, that's what it's all about. So our religion is called Judaism. I know the history in the book of 2nd Maccabees, that's where we first find the word Judaism to be the opposite of Hellenism. But the name has to do with Zoysa Pamoides Hashem, like we just sang the song, Oida Lokel. To do it, that is giving thanks. The whole idea is to give thanks. L'chaim Tov L'Shalom, L'chaim L'Bracha. I wish to everybody to develop an attitude of gratitude. And in that way, everything we do in life can be elevated. That's why in this week's Parsha, and Parsha's told us, so Yaakov Avinu, Jacob, had to take the blessings that were intended for Esau, for Rasha, for Esau. That Isaac, Yitzchak Avinu, intended to bless. I also come from the royal house of Yehuda. I come from the Maral Prague. There's all the Malchi Yehuda in the lineage. So anyway, the point that we're bringing out here, I saw this from Rabbi Flugel from YU. He sent out an email that this was one of my wife's friends, Rebbetzin Sekula, says it's nothing wrong with Gashmius, it matters what you do with it. All right, I'm not really a Heimish, I'm just a guy, just a Baal Tshuva. I have some Rabbonish ancestry, but I'm only half Jewish. So, I'm not eating turkey today. We're saving the turkey for tomorrow. But someone told me there was one Hasidic Rebbe who would have turkey on the Shabbos after Thanksgiving. I don't know. A lot of people, they only eat turkey, I know. I remember my Rebbe, Kalavar Rebbe, he has turkey by his cholent every Shabbos. So, anyway, in the Spanish and Portuguese synagogue, they have extra tehillim and a drasha. By us, we don't have a minyan, so we're trying to get a minyan together Shabbos. So anyone wants to come here to White Lake to help with our minyan Shabbos, I think we're like one short. We have some competition with the minyanim, so we're all fighting over, 19 Jews that we're trying to get together to make 2 minyanim when there's really only room for one. So anyway, the point is that Yaakov needed to receive Jacob, needed to receive the material blessings. And Thanksgiving is an interesting day. My kids in their school, none of their friends celebrate Thanksgiving. And it seems my kids, they come home and they say, but the other girls in their school, they know all about Black Friday. They know about the chelik of Esav and not the chelik of Yaakov. I'm not such a big Talmud Chacham, but I read a lot. I read through the Gemara. So she doesn't have it? I thought she took one.
No, but she can't have any until she cleaned up the mess that she made.
All right. So.
Not until that mess is cleaned up.
Take a wipe and clean up, and then you can have it.
Here's a wipe. Wipe up. And then you can.
Babylon is Iraq, but the archetype of Babylon could be anywhere. But the big Talmidei Chachamim in Bavel. It's not about where you are, it's what you do, Iron Clay. And I appreciate what you say, Jack, I don't know, but I could be doing better. We all could. The Bible doesn't say anything about America outright, it's all the archetypes of what you figure out. You want to call it Babel, you want to call it Edom. The Manavshach doesn't matter. Chaim. So, point that we're bringing out here. What? Yeah, I finished the bottle already.
Is that what all the videos are they all with signs and correct over?
Yeah. So, point that we're bringing out is that Jacob needed to be blessed. Yaakov Avinu needed the bracha of Esav. Because the idea of Yiddishkeit, thank you. Bekiyas doesn't necessarily mean a Talmud Chacham. It could be a Chamor Nois Sfarim also. Obviously, a lot of people disagree with a lot of the Sfaras that I come up with. So maybe I'm a begetter of a Chamor Nois Sfarim just because I learn a lot. But it's still a mitzvah to read the words. But I don't know. Read more Hera. That's and apparently, but we're trying. But I appreciate it, Jack. Thank you. So anyway, Rabbi Yankov, I'm assuming. So anyway, Sof Kol Sof. Yaakov needed the bracha that was intended for Esau, and Yitzchak understood this. Isaac understood it once he gave the blessing. Gam Baruch Tiyeh, and he will be blessed, because the idea of hi, young Philly, thank you, Lechem Shalom, and Iron Clay. So, me too, because from the Maral in Prague. in the Chavos Yor, who I really, venerate very highly. That's Ein Kol from Moral. So anyway, my kids learn in Satmar, and my family came from Shtut Satmar. Do I really understand it? I don't know. Maybe. I say it over. Appreciate you watching.
Are you waiting?
So anyway, the idea is we're saying that the that Yiddishkeit is all about this idea that we balance the material and the spiritual. It's not like lahavdil, with no disrespect to the other religions. By the Catholics, their priests are not allowed to be married, and by the Eastern Orthodox Christians, even the priest could be married, but a monk or a bishop can't be married. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. It gives me a lot of chizuk, Jack. I appreciate it. So the maybe we'll meet sometime. Hi. Oh, thank you. Wow, that's a nice Nadava there. Hello. How are you doing? I know where you are in Europe, they don't have Thanksgiving, but you could still be thankful. We say Moed Menachnu Lach 3 times a day, but I really appreciate that. That's €5. That's a lot of money, isn't it? Which is €5?
$6.
$6. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. Thank you. That's the first super I've ever had on a live stream. That's what it says. Let's celebrate. Thank you. So anyway, so Yaakov, he had to put on the big day Esav. This is the garment of Esau. That's the name of this Shaul here. Who is this? That's not Sholi Pele, is it? So, Shalom. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. So that's the Indian that we bring out of that Yiddishkeit is all about elevating things that are material and making them spiritual. If you have a Black Friday without a Thanksgiving, it has failed. You're missing something very major, right? It's interesting, one of the old Belzer Ravs, I don't know which one, I saw it in the book, he said something very interesting. He said he didn't mind when there are Yidden who put on the big day Esau, the garments of Esau, as this fellow's name is here, this Reb Shol here, as that if you put on the big day Esau to receive the bracha of a university education, because in those days, in the 1800s, with the board and pious into university. By the 1900s already you could. Tish Rebbe did, and the other tzaddikim that did. And in America, we know the Novominsker Rebbe, he went to Brooklyn College. Other tzaddikim. My Rosh Hashiva also went to Brooklyn College. Rabbi Freilich still goes inside. So I also I agree. I just got this on eBay. I mean, I have kind of the back of it is a little lighter. The top of it is light, so it's not. And also part of it is the lighting. Like this is a little bit lighter. I wonder if I could color it, make it a little lighter. But also again, part of it's the lighting. But I would like it to be lighter. I don't know if I tried to put a little paint in it or something. It didn't really do anything. So I didn't want to wear Strimo on Thanksgiving, you know. Well, I got this on eBay, I think for $100. I don't know, but it's more brown than a Sputic. It's not like the black Sputicus that you see now. So anyway, so the old Belzer said he didn't mind that there were Eden who put on the big day Esav, the garments of Esau, to get the blessings of a secular education in the university, as long as when they graduate, they put back on the Begodim of Yaakov. And he said that was his taina, is that they kept on the big day Esav even after they graduated, right? So Strimal will have tomorrow night, but I won't have a live stream tomorrow night. So anyway, that's the idea. What are you doing? What are you accomplishing with the Gashmias, with the brachas of Gashmias? Are you elevating them back to their source? Because all Gashmias ultimately comes from the Makor Hakol, from the Makor Chaim, from the source of everything. And so therefore, it's our job to be mile those netzoitzes, to pick up the sparks, and to bring, this Bekasha. Oh, thank you, another one. Wow, this Bekasha, it was right off the rack from G&G, so you forget it too. It's not nothing special.
Live stream?
Yeah. Do you have something you want to add? You have a Dvar Torah, a song, or something? And the way we accomplish this is with Hakor Satov, is with gratitude, with thanksgiving. We render thanks to God. What do you think about Karaite Jews? That they're heretics. Plain and simple. The Mishnah in Nida says that the Tzedukim, they have certain laws that they're like Jews and not like Jews, but they're considered not Ki Yisrael. And the Karoyim and the Tzedukim, the Sadducees, the Karaites, even though they come from different sources, they had the same sola scriptura ideology. And that is this, and sola scriptura, first of all, it's foolish, but it's also, especially in a legalistic sola scriptura, which is very different than the Christian sola scriptura. When you have a Jewish sola scriptura, it can breed a type of radicalism. It's very dangerous. So I appreciate the other gift. Wow, this is really nice. So one of our friends from Twitter, verse from Mutug. So by now, most of them probably. First of all, one thing that I always say over is that we make a bracha every day, Shalos Nigoy. That we're not made as a Gentile. There's nothing wrong being a Gentile. But the idea is that we don't know, do we live up to what it really means to be a Jew? So that's why we don't make the positive benediction that he made us a Jew, but that we didn't make us a Gentile, meaning to say that there's really the idea that someone is born Jewish because their mother's Jewish is not really correct. They're born not a Gentile if their mother's Jewish. If they keep mitzvahs, then keep Shabbos, then they're Jews. Now the question is, what level of Chilul Shabbos does one lose his status as a Jew? I personally like to subscribe to Chacham Avadia's psak on that. That makes the most sense to me. That if someone recognizes the Kedusha of Shabbos, even without being 100% Shomer Shabbos, he would still be part of the Klal Yisrael. So he says, someone who says, Baruch Atah Hashem Mekadesh Shabbos, that means he's moided to Kedusha Shabbos, so he's part of the Klal Yisrael. So really, any Yid, even they driving to shul, even they go to a temple that has other ideas or other practices, the Baruch Atah Hashem Mekadesh Shabbos is still part of the thing. So I do trace my lineage from my mother's side. But the point is that the tracing the lineage, Judaism is a religion. It's not a race. So that's no person should really be so arrogant to say he's a Jew, because maybe we're not living up to what it should be. But I try my best to follow Torah and mitzvahs. And if one wasn't born Jewish, my wife wasn't born Jewish, she converted. And not only that, but I know that my mother is Jewish because my grandparents were Shomer Torah mitzvahs. So now Jack asked a good question. But anybody can convert to Judaism from any race and be just as Jewish. Meir Kahane used to say, if Arafat converted tomorrow, he'd be just as Jewish as Kahane. So there's no racism in Judaism. Anyway, even though he, had other ideas that we disagree with, but that he was right. So anyway, asking, do I believe that the state of Israel has to stop existing in order for Mashiach to come? I know, of course, that there are two ways to read the Gemara. And first of all, the first thing people say, it's a Gadata. It's a Gadata. Doesn't mean that we should ignore it. There's something to it. There are two ways that people read. Oh, thank you. Why did Rameir's Torah school have Aleph instead of item and Kesonis Arvil Bishim? Blessings, happy Thanksgiving. It's a good question. I never heard that. Maybe I did see that. That's we'll hold on for a second with that. First, I want to answer Rabbi Simon's question, which is a very good question, and then we'll get back to you, Reb Shol. So I understand that there's two opinions in the Gemara. Not in the Gemara. The Gemara says, "Ein ben David bad shetichel malchus azulus Yisrael." That's just what the Gemara says. Without and it quotes a pasuk in Yeshayahu, a verse in Isaiah, that it says that the son of David will not come until the most least kingdom ceases among Israel. So among the different commentaries, there's two ways to learn that Gemara, learn Pshat in the Gemara, to learn what is the meaning of that passage in the Talmud. One means that Malchus Azulus Yisrael, the most petty kingdom from Israel, means a Jewish government, and the Rashi says Afilu Malchus Kalavadala. And then the other Meforshim understand it, which of course the more Zionistic are going to like better, is that Malchus Azulus doesn't mean a Jewish kingdom, but a foreign kingdom. And so I know that there's two ways to learn that Gemara. I certainly, like I think, what was it, Dennis Prager, he asked an atheist, do you hope you're wrong? Right? So do I hope that I'm wrong? If I learn the Gemara to mean that that Malchus Azulus means a Jewish government, Yisrael, so then it means the way that those it's not what Joe Kolakowski says is Pshat in the Gemara that matters. It matters what do the Mefarshim say and how they learn it. So there are those who learn it that it means a Jewish government, and there's those who mean that it means a foreign government. So, first of all, that when it says you're saying God says the scepter will not, that was the blessing that Jacob gave. I'm not a Kohen. No, my elder was a Kohen. My Bubba's father was a Kohen. So anyway, but that goes farther. So my father wasn't Jewish. So that's to me the pshat in the Gemara, and it seems through most of the Mefarshim, is that it means that the Mashiach can't come as long as the state of Israel exists. I would like to be proved wrong. If Mashiach comes and there is a state of Israel and it's really Mashiach, I'm not going to be sad. It's one of those things. I hope that I'm wrong, but it seems to me that makes more sense. Now, the next question that Reb Shol asked, a very great, interesting question. So again, it doesn't matter what I say, but the Gemara could be read two ways, and it seems that the simple reading of the Gemara is like that, but there are those who learn it another way, and like that. So now I want to go back to Reb Shol. He asked, why in Reb Meir's Sefer Torah it says Kosnus Or with the Aleph instead of the Ayin. So I remember, I think it was the Himneruf would talk about this often. Rabbi Olbaum would often discuss this idea that they were garbed with that Adam and Eve were garbed with garments of light instead of with garments of of um, of leather. So it's a very deep idea, and that's especially when it's after the sin that they're garmed with garments of light. So that's what it, that there's a certain light, and it's the light of Torah. The meaning, well, the way I would understand it is that they did tshuva, and they very quickly received the light very quickly of tshuva. So obviously, when we write a Sefer Torah, we have an ayin, but that's the homily that's presented there. Many people bring up. So young Philly asked about the Hebrew Israelites. My answer to that, which I really attribute to my friend Rabbi Meza, who I don't agree on a lot of things, but this is a good point he brings out, is that the source of that type of idea comes from the same type of racial idea that, say you're born Jewish, which we were talking about before. Can you pick up these broccolis on the floor? Yeah, you gotta wipe up the rest of it. So, I certainly would invite anybody of any race who wants to be Jewish to convert. And it doesn't matter if you're born or not. And so if people come from Hebrew Israelite communities want to accept the Torah the way we understand it, then they can convert and be, again, just as Jewish as anybody else. But if their theology is so radically different than us, and the truth of the matter is these terms, Hebrew Israelite, are used by a host of different groups. The original groups that used the term shared more of our theology and ideology and so forth. The later groups that developed later have a different approach. And many of them are Christianized and very highly racialized. And those tend to be the more militant groups. The simple thing is, I think part of it that comes from that we should be somewhat more welcoming. I don't mean to go against halacha. I mean to follow halacha. That if people are interested in Yiddishkeit, we teach them what it's really about, and then they don't know. So, not Jewish, but could be from the 10 lost tribes. Who knows? That's all lost. When they're lost, they're lost. In Jewish law, the Torah says, this isn't something the rabbis made up, right? Not that that matters, of course. The rabbis have the authority to declare law. But if it's a very simple thing that the Torah says, I'm just saying this for those who would doubt what we teach, is it's by 2 or 3 witnesses is a thing established. So just saying, going back in the history, you were from the 10 lost tribes or whatever, it doesn't matter. Same thing, they could have their family tree going back 10 generations and find out that they were Jewish all along. They still have to convert. Because there's no edus. There's no testimony. And that's a positive thing for them too, because if there was some mamzerus, that'd also be lost. And I say that based on what the Gemara says, what the Mishnah says in Yadayim, V'chi Amonim or Moavim b'mkoimim hein, right? Were the Ammonites or the Moabites in their same place, or Sancheriv came and moved all these umos all around, and so they're not in the same place. And so then there's not the din of also of Al Hashem, or everybody could be Megayer and be Murtalav B'Kal Hashem, and so therefore they therefore they're we're not choshed maybe, Kol Parish Murba Parish. Most of the world are not Moabim and Ammonim. But then self-kol substance, there's no edus of who are the Moabim and Ammonim, who are the Moabites and Ammonites. That whole law disappears. And so to the opposite way. All right, maybe you come from the 10 lost tribes. Doesn't matter. We don't have any clear testimony of that. If it would be established, it would be a different thing. And also that's part of the reason why we need Elijah the prophet to return, not for his prophecy as much as his testimony. Okay. All right, so Reb Shaul is asking a good question. If I could elaborate on how the garment of Esav that we read in this week's Sedra, right, and we talked about homiletically, is the same garment of Adam. I knew that it was the garment of Adam. I never put two and two together. I'll admit that was the one when it says Kosnus Or, that's what he wore. And then there's also Kosnus Or of light. It's an interesting idea. You probably have better things to say about it than I do. I could darshan on it, but I'm not. My drushes, my homilies might not be any better than yours. Try. If you want to say it's Kosnus Or with an aleph, and that's what Esav. That was Esav's garment that he got from Nimrod, right? Yep. Baruch Shekivanti. Right. So how did Nimrod get this Kosnus Or? Again, I'm not sure, because the whole legend of it is that the garment it had all the different animals on it. So when we're saying Kosnus Or, okay, that's a good one. All right. Yeah, Mimenu Nafak Reb Meir. Reb Meir comes from Nero, right? Yeah. There's a Gemara in Gittin that Nero and Caesar, that Nero, the Caesar, was the one he came from. He's saying he came from Edom, he came from Esav, and so he also had that same beggar. You're saying that Reb Meir had it himself, and that's why it's an interesting idea. Where did you see that? I mean, you're saying that Reb Meir had the Kosnus Or with an aleph, and that was what it was. That he arshened it from Esav, so it was returned back. Is that what you're saying, Shaul? It's a great idea. It's beautiful. Is that your own thing? Has someone else said that? It's Kavayosher. Okay. Beautiful. We'll have to look that up. You want to learn it now? I don't know if I can change it. Maybe we'll make a video. We'll learn it together. 102 in the Kavayosher. So Kuf Beis in the Kavayosher. Interesting ideas. See, you're all teaching me. I'm a nobody. I'm just a guy with a fancy robe. So thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. And so and that could go back to what we said from Belzerov, that the Kosnas Or, that the Big Day Esav, do you have it when you're saying that's your name? Did you yarshin it from Reb Meir, maybe? That the Kosnas Or is, like going and getting a secular education. All right, Iron Philly asked about, and then quickly erased his question about my opinion about Islam. So, of course, the Rambam says that both Christianity and Islam came about. Oh, I have my shear soon, so I've got a bench to bring the world into the right. Take a look, show the people. All right, maybe we'll make a video about it later because I have a shear in about a few minutes. I have to write to my chevra. We do a private shear on Zoom with a few of the chevra. I don't know if any of you all are here. Is anybody from that chevra from Wisconsin by us in the? Let's say hi. I got to get started for the shear. Right. Yeah, I know the till. It's very interesting. Thank you. We'll have to look that up in the Kaveh Yosher. Kaveh Yosher is a beautiful sefer, right? I said over the story Rabbi Bar Tzadok likes to tell about because one of my coworkers in the prison is a witch, and he said he's a Wiccan high priest, and he said he got a phone call from a police station in a small town somewhere in Pennsylvania, Ergotz, that this man is called the police that his wife is going to use witchcraft to attack him with a demon and kill him. Made me think of the movie the Curse of the Demon. He was passing the runes. So anyway, so this Wiccan high priest, he thought it was a joke, and he said, oh, I'll go. What's the name of the demon? I'll go open up the key of Solomon, and they said, what you need to? So the police said, you need to know the name of the demon. He said, well, yes, and they said. So then the other guy on the phone, another policeman, he said, sir, you understand that this is a serious call. He said, no, I thought you were pulling my leg. He didn't realize it was a serious call. So then I said, all right, so what's the big deal here? Then he said, well, how would you control anyway? If he's going to send a demon, if his wife's going to send a demon to attack him, so then how are we going to stop it? I said, I don't know, he passed the runes, right, in the movie. So then I said, by us, we say that the demons respect law. And so the Kaveh Yosher has a story Rabbi Bar Tzadok likes to tell, that there was a man, he disappeared by the Pesach Seder, and his wife was looking for him. They found him, I'm not going to say exactly everything, but with a demon. And there was like a door in their house. It was like a portal to another dimension. And he found him with a demon, who was his other wife. A man had two wives, a human wife and a demon wife, succubus. And everything fell apart there, and and it wound up being one of those, a few generations later, one of those haunted houses in So the community, I think it was in Posen, and they have the records exactly when this has in Posen, and they and they wanted to knock down the house, and the Einiklach, the grandchildren of this fellow, said, no, we have the Yerusha, we have inheritance from our grandfather who was human of this house. And they were hybrid human and demon, and probably by that generation they were mostly demon, mostly Shadim. and the Bezdin convened. They called them to the Bezdin, and they brought their tainas, and the Bezdin paskin that the demons coming from another dimension, they have no rights here on earth, and that the Bezdin can seize this property because it's earthly property and not in the demonic realm. Excuse me. And the demons, they acquiesce to the psak of the Bezdin. They listen to the ruling of the court, rabbinical court, and they went on their way. And the people were able to take the this back. So interesting story. So back to the very controversial question. So anyway, that's what the Rambam says, is that Christianity and Islam are here to bring the people to monotheism. Certainly the theology of Islam would, and then obviously they believe things that we don't believe, that are obviously false, but if it makes people's lives better, I shouldn't be quoting from a show like that, but on South Park, right, there were the Mormons, and the kid said, who cares what our theology is if it makes our life better? What's wrong with that? That's true. The problem is when it doesn't. The problem is when there's extremism. But I don't blame Islam for the extremism. Anybody from any religion, or even a non-religion, everything's really religion. Atheism is also religious belief, can fall into extremism, and we have to find a way to find balance. That's why Yaakov is the Bechir Sheba'avos, is that he was able to have that balance, and so you're saying he took the Kosnasor of Shaul. That's a good point, and he was able to, right, the Chazir Yoar, right, the boar of the forest, with the Yar, with the Ayin, and the forest is floating. All right, so Mir Hashem will try to make a video about that. We'll put a pin in that maybe after my shir. So anyway, appreciate that, and feel free to reach out to me. Anybody who wants to talk later, we'll do some more Zmiras. My Zayd, the Chavos Yorah, wrote some Zmiras, and he said that I'll read exactly what he says. He says that anybody who's oisik in these Zmiras, Layoshu Breakum, it'll bring, and that's what Yaakov is about, the balance. So this one, we'll sing to the tune and the nigun from the Pittsburgh nigun. These are the Yud-based Surufei Havaya that what people do. If you look in the Sefer the Bnei Yissaschar, right, it talks about, and it's brought for each month of the year and each hour of the day. The Tanya brings down. So the Chavos Yorah made this Zemer, and again, I don't know, of course, what tune he used, but we'll use what's from the Heilige Zayd. I'm saying the words are from the Heilige Zayd, the Chavos Yorah, and the tune is from Pittsburgh Rebbe, the old Pittsburgh Rebbe. They said that he was on a train and wrote this because he went down to Florida to try to help. There was someone who was going to make a Gemishte Chasna, Oshmad, and he brought her back, and he was so happy, and the Simcha made this a Weltsnigen. Yesmechi hashomayim v'sogel haaretz v'yoytzer hakol hoidim miskabi yisparech v'yishtabacho el hagadol havohi yochid im yichod hamelech hakadosh v'nora yis'aleh Oy me voice yisoydes hakviyim I love you asa tehilo amitis v'chol hagoyim I yoidi v'yoimrihi Adonai hu Elohim Yoim v'layla egia, hamashpil yehirim, hamaikim kayim, habareim mamsiyavayis yachad. Yeah, I'm crazy. Ay 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 yada da da dum, yada da da dum, yada da 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 dum. There's another one also from the Chavos Yor. It's okay, you don't have to retract. I'm crazy. It's okay. It's based on this of Bays, right? That they have by Birkus Kohanim, and so the Chavos Yor brings on the second one is Mamun al Parnasim. We should all be gebenched from the song with Parnasim Uchol Tuv Beged Lo Boish Lechem Lechel Beged Lo Boish. It's a Suda Seidah. Especially this year, we're thankful that President Trump won. But every year we tried. Last year I skipped it. But it's Suda Seidah to be thankful for America. And back in the old days, the Yidden in America, they would have in shul, and they still do it by Sheretz Yisrael in Manhattan, after davening in the morning, a few extra kapitlach tilim, and a drasha from the Rav. And so we didn't have minyan here this morning, but we're here, and okay. I think actually Pittsburgher Rebbe used to make a tish, it's kind of racha for Thanksgiving. Anyway, oh, Dennis, oh, it's good to see you. Hi, happy Thanksgiving, Dennis. It's been a while. I'm saying it's a kolpik. I have a shtreimel for Shabbos, and on Hanukkah and Rosh Chodesh, we usually have the kolpik. Let's sing this one more zemer. This is in the Shalos and Shuvas Chavos Yor, Siman Reish Lamed Ches, and then we'll have to end because good to see you, Dennis. I gotta go because I have a shiur in a few minutes. We learn with a few. It's a private shiur on Zoom. Some of the chevra. I really appreciate everybody, especially all those who mishtatev. Oh, hi, Hercules Neptune. Thank you. It's good to see you again. So we'll sing this one more zemer. Again, I don't know what nigun the Chavos Yor had for it, but we'll do this. And then where am I located? In the Catskills, in upstate New York, in the United States. Ahano nafshi shekrev astoi da mikdashem Yasi soad tamid magalecho Pach so tein pitzini zilifi yechoinu mitzvosecha derech yashar v'hagun Nechenu soidas yadaini mitarosecha. Ruchshem kvod malchus olam bled. I'm in the town of Bethel, Sullivan County, New York. And one more zemer, and then so we'll finish a nigun. It's very popular in Satmar from Moedim L'Rabbanim. Well, maybe a few more, but we really have to end. Sesoev guli oisaini. Chatzrois lechatzrois kodshecho Sesoiv goli oisayni Chatzrois lechatzrois kodshecho Lishmor chikecha L'asois v'tzaynecha L'avdecha b'layv of sholayim Lishmor chikecha L'asois v'tzaynecha L'avdecha b'layv of sholayim Ay 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 da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 da. The square is building in the town. It's the other side of town, but over by Swan Lake. But it's the edge of the town of Bethel where they're building close to the border with the town of Liberty. We're in County Anga Lake. Lishmar chikecha v'lasois v'tzornecha l'avdecha b'leiv of sholeim. Lishmar chikecha v'lasois v'tzornecha l'avdecha b'leiv of sholeim. And then from Psalm 107. Yoidi Lashem Chazdoi, Yoidi Lashem Chazdoi, Yoidi Lashem Chazdoi, V'nifli Oisav Livnei Yehudam, Ki Yisbihiyah Nefesh Oikaiko, V'nefesh Rehaivo. Hilai mi hilai toiv, ki hisbihiyah, nefesh oikaiko, v'nefesh rehaiva, milai toiv. Let them give thanks to the Lord for his kindness, and for his wondrous works for the children of men. For he hath satisfied the longing soul, and the hungry soul he hath filled with good. Yoidi Lashem Chazdoi, Yoidi Lashem Chazdoi, Yoidi Lashem Chazdoi, V'nifli Oisav Livnei Yehudam. All right. Again, like I said, I'm really enjoying the time we're spending together. I don't know, Splend. You can see the name of the Koblentzer. This mirrors I have on Amazon. You can buy these mirrors, which include these mirrors from the Chavos Yor, and we have a few different versions of it available on Amazon. I'm thinking I want to bring out an American one too, English one. Thank you, appreciate you too. So that's what we call Koblentz, because my ancestor, the Chavos Yor, was the Rav in Koblentz. Sounds nice, first of all, right? Sounds like but Chavos Yor was briefly Rav in Koblentz, and I feel a connection to that because I was briefly Rav in Richmond, Virginia, and that didn't, so, all right, yep. All right, thank you, everybody. I have to bend, finish eating, but really, Rabbi is my master. Becca's just from G&G. Have I been to the Kaisel? Yes. It's Chatoyin and Mazgrayon. Oh, what's this? Get out of here. A fruit fly here. Some chicken. A piece of chicken. All right. Yeah, something like that. So, chicken tenders from KJ. Really left over from yesterday. Like I said, we'll have the turkey tomorrow for Shabbos. Oh, I really got to get going. It's 8:30 already. I have to talk to the Chevra, see. I should probably bench though before. Sure, my list. Sure, my list. Katwarin oil, I need melech oil, lamans and oilum kulibet to the begin because of the rachamim and nice and lachem and cholbas like ilarum chastoi. Tive gadol tamid loy chasol and oil no yival yachsol and was on all but Avish my gadol kills and if they so commit to look begin was on the chulbay sub Shabur Kamar. Say Hasidic must be a chol chayrut sign. Burach Katwarin oil, azonus hakol. Noid lecho Adonai lahaini. Al Shinchalta Labisaini Eretz Chemda Toiva Rechuva. Val Shei Suni Adin Oil Hanging there, if they Suni Midbay Sabodim. Al Brischa Shechasanta Visaraini Val Terascha Shalatuni Val Chikecha Shadatuni Val Chaim Chaim Bechesed Shechoin Antoni Val Achilas Muzain Sha'atas and Panis Sanatum Bechol Yoim Bechol Ice Bechol Sha'av Al HaKoil Adinoi Elohaini Anachni Moidim Lach V'orchi Maisach Yisbarach Shimcha B'thi Kol Chai Tumid Eloilam V'ed Kakos V'chalta V'sav Oto V'rachtus Adinoi Elohecha Al Ha'oretz Atoiva Shenus Anlach Burichat Adinoi Al Ha'oretz V'alamazayin Rachaim No Adinoi Elohaini Al Yisrael Amecha V'al Yirish Elohim Yirecha V'al Tzion Mishkan K'voidecha V'al Malchus Bais du mit Mashiach Vala Bais HaGodel VaHaKodesh Shnikra Shimcha Olav Eloheini Avini Yirayni Zunen Parseinu V'chalkaynu V'vechaynu V'chaluni Adon Eloheini V'chaynu V'kol Tzvayni V'noal Tatzvichaynu Adon Eloheini Loiloi Dei Matna Sposa V'zam Loiloi Loiloi V'zam Kim Liadcha Leib Sicha Kadisha V'chavish Loi Naichu Shvayni Kolim V'kol Shalom Vad Even Yerushalayim Ere Kodesh M'hai V'mayni Budachat Vadinoi Chayni V'racham Avi Yishlayim Umein Budachat Vadinoi Lahani Melech Ha'olam Velavini Malkani Adirayni Borayni Goyolani Yotzvayni Kodesheni Kodesh Yaakov Rayani Roya Yisruel HaMelech HaToiv HaMaitiv LaKol Shebechol Yomiyam Yehaitiv Loni Maitiv Loni Yehaitiv Loni Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, Lord, Melchim Chesadach, Melech Chatzlovat Zloch Bercha B'Shion Yacham Parnos V'Chal Kola Rachim V'Chaim Shalom V'Chol Toiv V'Mikol Toiv L'Olam V'Od Ali Chesvayim Mein Rachim on him pointing B'Chuva V'Rabba Charachim Mishpar Golos Meltzvayim Kol L'Chin Yachim American Mitzvot Tzayni Rachim Mishlachloni Berachim Yirba Bayis Zabal Shulchan Zeh Shulchan Lav Rachim Mishlachloni is Eliyahu Navi Zachol Toiv V'Vasaloni Ben Meher B'Sevis Toiv Yishiyos V'Nechomais Rachim V'Choisi Ishti Zari B'Space was Kolish Eliyahu B'Space was Zarim was Kolish Elam Ma'asunim was Kolish Elam Commission Baruch Yavis and it was called Masimin Kam was Tafel Kam Commission Baruch Yavis saying Abraham Bakal Yitzchak Mikol Yaakov Kol Kenya Baruch Yisani Kolonis Echem Shleim Neimer the Baruch Shleim Neimer Umay Muray Malan the Malaya Lahim Lahim Chitzer Taim Mishmer Shulam Nisa Baruch Nisa Ben Yitzchak Malay Sheni Nimsachem V'Seichel Teb Einay Lahim Bo'udam Rachim Mizakenim V'Chayim V'Kavin V'Mais Mashiach V'Chayim Ma'Ba Magdali she is Malka V'Seichel Mashiach V'David Al-Ha'ayah Oysa Shalom Ben Maimon Rachim V'Yasser Shalom V'Yam Al-Kol Mein Shalom Ben Maimon Wain Yes, I don't think I should come back so we have Kfir Meshach V'David Hard Lad and Nike Type Kalam Chastai Say Chasidecha must be Al-Chol Say Burcha V'Shir Hard the Noim Ptachai Hard Nike Type Get Ilam Chastai Say Chasidecha must be Al-Chol Say Burcha V'Shir Arhaisi Gams and Kantik Lois, it's an Azabas, I'm a Vakish Lachem. I don't know, always Lama, you think, I didn't know, if we're some Noi, Bashalan Hashlech, I'll do have Khab, it was sparkling drink, it was this from ShopRite, lime mint flavored seltzer, and then Splen wants to know what cheder I went to. So I went to public school until 10th grade. So when I was a little kid, I went to Hebrew school, cheder, in Temple Shalom in New Hyde Park, a Reformed temple, but my Bab and Zayda davened in the Orthodox shul in the Young Israel, New Hyde Park, across the street. Baruch Hashem, the Young Israel is still there, and Baruch Hashem, Temple Shalom isn't there anymore. We moved up to Catskills before my 10th birthday. My father, who wasn't Jewish, would drive me to Fallsburg, to the town shul there. Rabbi Gottlieb Zilgesundstein was the Rav there at the time, and Rabbi Litt was our Malamed there for the public school boys who had, there was a girl who taught us early, and then I don't remember who she was, but Rabbi Litt, I taught his sons later. And then, and Rabbi Gottlieb's sons. I taught Rabbi Litt's son, and now Rabbi Litt teaches my son, I think. So then, Baruch Hashem, I left public school in 10th grade and went to Ezra Academy. So Moshe Weinberger was my Rebbe there. We were communicating today a little bit, WhatsApp, and then went to Yerushalayim, to Or Sameach, to Derech was the program, a post-high school program in Or Sameach, and when I was there, I would drive Zecharim by different Rebbes, Tol Saran, Tol Saram Yitzchak, should love to spinka with Tzvi Meir Zilberberg and different tzaddikim and others. I'd like to nosh around everywhere. And then when I came back to New York, I learned by Rabbi Braunschweigel and in Lander College in Queens, and also the Zelbazach. I would go a little bit to the Himenerov, to Ulamarov, to Henach Savitsky, and then I would go to and when I already from Ezra Academy, the Folklore Rebbe was makar for me very much, and I actually translated some of his. If you see Folklore Rebbe Shlita from Williamsburg, the Fuish Lema, he has a book in English, so I translated that for him. Anyway, like I said, Kosha Alai Pridaschem, but I'm already 6 minutes late, exactly, and then a few seconds now for the shir, so I have to see my chevra if we're able to do the shir. But I really appreciate everybody, especially all the nadavas that we brought in. This has been lucrative. I might have to start doing more live streams. So I really appreciate it. So thank you all. God bless. If you're not subscribed, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell button so you can see some more. We have literally thousands of videos on this channel. Videos going back before there was YouTube, when it was Google Video, and I was learning in college, and I would go to different Rebbes and Tishin and take videos by a Tish or a Chasna or something, and see or Levaya. I have the oh, thank you, saved. Wow. Thank you very much. Again, like I said, Koshalai Predaschem, you sound like maybe you'll fit in with some of the chevra we're going to learn with now. So we have to leave. But like we said, thank you for watching. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and tomorrow night a good Shabbos. In the old days, we used to do live streams of Shalosh Shudas after this man. Maybe we bring that back. I don't know. So yeah, Shabbos is early. We could so then you can see the Shtreimel. So instead of the Kolpik. So I'm going to run out of batteries. I'm going to be here with only 15 batteries left. So all right, love you guys. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please like and subscribe, comment, and we'll see you later. Can you get me